The Undertaker comments on the state of AEW, plus backstage details on a WWE Clash at the Castle title match, and a WWE star approaches TNA for a title match. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. Undertaker with a podcast is something I'm still not quite used to.
I like it. I like listening to all the stories, Tom.
It's true, but in my head, he's just like, oh, I'm the Undertaker. Oh, we're sponsored by mattresses. Like, it's just, obviously, it doesn't sound like that. But it's really no holds barred when it comes to the Undertaker's podcast, and he's not afraid of addressing All Elite Wrestling either.
No, he said a lot of people don't think the way I do, but but hopefully one day AEW gets their crap together and genuinely creates some competition. That's probably not a popular take from most WWE insiders, but the way I look at it, competition's only going to make you better. The Undertaker cites leadership issues as one of AEW's biggest problems, saying, I agree with you. I don't think there is a real true leader in the locker room, and I'm not sure. I have nothing against the man, but I don't know that Tony is the guy to run the company. I mean, his heart's in a good place and he wants to do something, but I just don't know that he has the acumen to run a wrestling company against the juggernaut that is WWE, he goes on to say. But hey, I could be wrong. There was that one other time I was wrong, but I hope they get it together and we do have some competition. It's better for the wrestlers, it's better for the audience, the fans, it's better for everything.
There was that one other time where I was wrong, where I thought I'd put the bread back in the bread bin before I'd left for work, and I hadn't. That was a funny story me and Michelle told. We're sponsored by Blue Chew. Nah,
you're not far off, to be honest. Like things that he says in his podcast, pretty spot on.
There's some sense in what the Undertaker says. I know we live in a time, particularly online, when it's a very tribal nature to the world of wrestling.
Yeah.
You get AEW fans that ride or die and live or die by what AEW does, and that's their whole shtick. You get WWE guys that live and die or ride and die by, and their whole shtick is whatever WWE does. You get them from both sides. Mm-hmm. The other side always thinks that it's just the other side.
Yeah.
So it's all sides. And what Undertaker says there is without prejudice or side, despite the fact, obviously, he's a WWE Hall of Famer, etc. The idea that a high tide raises all ships is so true. When there is competition as well, that it makes everybody work a little harder. We got the greatest era in professional wrestling because of competition.
Yep.
We saw a rise in wrestling, the likes of which we'd never seen because of competition. And it's no coincidence that wrestling in the first part of this century had some of its lowest lows when there was no competition.
Yes.
And it's just having that other place that people can go and ply their trade and maybe bargain with and against and maybe counter program for and to that makes wrestling great.
Yeah, you've put it spot on there. I don't know if there's anything else to add, Tommy. You absolutely just knocked it out of the park. It is, as Taker says there, you're right. Obviously, maybe there's some sort of bias there because of his WWE status and whatnot with the company there. But however, it like you were saying, it's nice to see that he wants this thing, AEW, to thrive as well. So there is competition. So there's more places for, wrestlers to get jobs and make a career for themselves and everything like that. So yeah, you're right. There's bits of there that you can be like, yeah, well, Undertaker's going to be Undertaker and say what he's going to say. But there's other bits in there that's like, oh, well, I mean, it makes a point.
People will argue whatever. When you are passionate about a particular promotion, if you're one of those that loves all of wrestling, that's great. But if you are particularly passionate about a certain promotion, then you'll take from it what you will. You'll have seen the title of this video if you're an AEW super fan, and you'll have gone, oh, he's just having a go. And I get why that would look like that. The use of hope they get their crap together. You'd argue, well, they already have their crap together. Mm-hmm. You'll have WWE super fans that'll go, yeah, tell them, Undertaker, give them what for. When really, it's a much more there's much more to that and to that statement than really either side are carrying on. Can't we all just get along?
Yes. No, we can't we?
No, that's not.
But it would be nice to, wouldn't it? It would be nice to.
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Then we wouldn't have to wait so long. It is Clash at the Castle weekend. Scotland has been invaded by the WWE. And there's a media day taking place today. We are very much a part of it. We'll get to that in a second. Piper Niven, part of this media day, spoke to Denise Salcedo, who's currently visiting Scotland, about how her match, Piper Niven's match with Bayley for tomorrow night, came came together. So we've got a bit of backstage details on how this happened. And it's a very wholesome story in which Piper says, I knew Clash at the Castle was happening, but I didn't hear anything. No whispers or any matches or anything like that. And I was like, I need to be on that card. Piper describes how Chelsea Green is her wing woman, both on screen and off. Proper hype woman duties all round. And she was the one that got her ready to approach management about getting on the Clash at the Castle card. And Piper says, I walked up to Triple H and I said, I'm here to shoot my shot. He just went, let me guess, it's about Clash. We're working on it. I was like, oh, that went well. Okay, great, thanks. I had a whole monologue prepared. Like, I deserve this because X, Y, and Z. And it was just, yeah, we're working on it. The rest, of course, is history.
Brilliant.
And, that is how that match came together. There's a lesson in there as well.
Yeah.
Shoot
Shy
your
bears
shot.
get night.
Shy
bears get night.
Shy bears get night.
Oh, now.
Brazen birds get day. Shy bears get now. Sometimes in life, you can spend your whole day worrying how a certain conversation's going to go or how a certain event is going to pan out or whatever. Yeah, of course, you could worry about being turned down for that promotion at work. You could be worried about being turned down by that person you got a bit of a crush on. But you know what? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If we can give you any advice for this weekend, maybe take some of those shots that you're a little bit nervous about taking. Shoot for the moon. At the very least, you'll land among the stars.
Oh, he's good, isn't he?
What insightful video for a Friday.
It's wonderful, isn't it? It's
Doing well
wonderful.
today, yeah. We are, of course, all over Scotland today as Cultaholic. Pierce, Owen, Fraser Porter, and Jack the Jobber are in Glasgow. And Fraser is on the media day. He's on the media tour with the WWE lot, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been speaking to everybody he can get his mitts on.
And he's got big mitts.
He's got big mitts. He's a big boy. You should see him like next to some of the wrestlers. He's insane.
It is funny.
He's a tall boy.
He needs to do that Tom Phillips thing where he just spreads his legs apart.
But crossovers in WWE are very much the topic of the day, obviously, at the media day. So WWE Women's Champion Bayley told Fraser that she has some big aspirations too, which you can see in this preview clip right now.
But we've seen a lot of crossovers recently with other companies. Your former partner, Io Sky, has just been announced from Marigold in Japan.
Yes.
We've not seen you outside of WWE competing in almost 10 years, maybe longer than 10 years. We want to know, is there any interest for you to go and compete against anyone else?
Yeah. I honestly, the more that it's been happening, it really didn't hit me that it was possible until I saw Jordan Grace come out on NXT, and I immediately text Hunter, I text Sean, and I wanted to be at the show. I'm like, you know what? I would love to be front row for this. It's a historic match, and just to kind of get my face out there, like, hey, I'm watching, I'm the champion. Can you consider me if we ever do these, something with TNA? I would love to do that just because it's different, it's exciting. It's something that people will remember and that the fans could really feel like this, how real this all is right now. It's such a cool time in the business, and I think doing things like that is just, it's such an unpredictability that gets people excited in different ways, and so I would love to do something like that. Marigold, Rossi, I'm down. Let me know.
There you go.
I've wrestled in Japan a couple times, but with WWE. I got invited to go to Japan right before I got signed, but I couldn't do it. So, if there's a will, there's a way, right?
Bayley giving the call to Ogawa to get her over to Marigold.
It's crazy to think that is a thing that can 100% happen now as well.
I know, right? Now, AJ Styles was asked about crossovers with TNA as well. He's a TNA OG. Of course he was. Interestingly, this week we spoke to TNA star of the now, Leon Slater. And Leon Slater mentioned AJ Styles as a potential dream match opponent. So, of course, we had to ask AJ Styles his thoughts on that.
We've seen a lot of crossover with TNA recently. Jordan Grace being in the Rumble and NXT. You've had more matches in WWE than TNA now.
Yep.
Could we see you add another one to the tally on TNA? And what advice would you give to Leon?
Well, I would say that hopefully something like that happens. It's good for not only for talent to in WWE to go to TNA to become the WWE, but it's better for the younger talent to get into the ring with some people who have different styles. It's very important that we are well-rounded, and you can't do that all in NXT. So the fact that we're going to be able to do that somewhere else is great. And as for Leon, hey, dude, I hope it happens. You know, it'll be fun no matter what.
I think we're getting an AJ Leon match.
I think we are.
He's very coy about it, is AJ, but I think we're getting one.
Speaking of people shooting the shots right there, you know what I mean? Leon Slater going around, I like what Jeff Hardy does. I like what this person does. What a good lad. Someone else who was talking to Fraser was Chelsea Green. She told the big Scotsman that not only is she keen to get involved in a TNA crossover, with it being her former home, but she's already set the wheels in motion for a TNA title match.
You had a run in TNA, multiple runs in TNA. We have seen Jordan Grace come over, appear in NXT.
Yes, we have.
Is there anyone from your old stomping grounds that you'd really love to get in the ring with again, or anyone new?
Definitely Jordan, because I want another run at that Knockouts title. I held it a few years back. I want to hold it again. And I may or may not have sent a little feeler text to one Tommy Dreamer to say that Little Miss P and I, my Scottish Thistle, would be happy to wrestle for the Knockouts tag team titles.
I mean, that's got to be an interesting prospect. The tag team division there is great. Any particular tag teams that you're...
Well, here's the thing. I always love to take on my little demon Rosemary, but I also wouldn't mind seeing my husband, Matt Cardona, and Steph DeLander take on me, and I'm not sure yet.
Not sure. Well,
I'm not sure what man, you know what I mean? I find them all very annoying and smelly and sweaty. Maybe Drew. I could do Drew because Drew was former TNA, former Impact guy, so that could work. Maybe Bobby Lashley, because he too was my coworker there.
Yeah.
So we've got some options.
I like those options.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see that.
Yes, please. Oh, 1,000%, yeah.
Some of them, thank you and please. Keep an eye on the channel across the weekend because more of those are to come. I know that he's also spoke with Bianca Belair. I know he spoke with Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, and there's a few other ones that will be popping up as well on the YouTube channel throughout the weekend. Plus, you can already check out 9 pitches for Clash at the Castle for tomorrow night. This handsome gentleman, is defending this one here with the hat on. Is defending his predictions title against Adam Pacitti tomorrow.
Yes, I don't know how it's gonna go. There's some choices that I've made that I'm kind of maybe backing myself out of now, but I gotta stick to my guns. We'll see what happens.
So live reactions tomorrow on youtube.com/cultaholic/live. What happened at and the WTF moments coming up as well. And of course, for the very latest wrestling news across the weekend, you can check out cultaholic.com. Glasgow Kiss!
Love you, bye. Okay, then.
We can do that because Fraser's not here.
We can, it's fine.